Hello my dear students in 4th primary, how are you? تعالوا كده نتخيل ان احنا عندنا birthday party وعزمنا number of people عددهم 7. Each one of them ate 2 pieces of the cake. طيب لو سألتكم about the number of pieces they ate, you would be able to find the number of eaten pieces very easy, simply because هعمل times 7 times 2. But what if each one ate لو كل واحد أخذ the equivalent of 1/8 of the cake? In this case, we will be able to multiply 7 by 1/8 to find the number of pieces they all ate. Now today in lesson 16, multiplying by a whole. هنتعلم النهارده how to multiply a fraction by a whole number. Then we will be able to find the number of the eaten pieces of the cake. At the beginning of our lesson today, تعالوا بقى نراجع مع بعض على the concept of multiplication through the activity Doggy Doggy, where is your bone? In access part on page 55. تعالوا كده نشوفها مع بعض. Okay, and here in the access part, as you see here. طيب, here we have activity. الactivity دي بتقول لنا إن عمر has 6 dogs. Each dog eats 2 bones a day. كل يوم كل dog فيهم بياكل 2 bones. عايزين نعرف how many bones عمر needs each day to feed his 6 dogs. طيب احنا مطلوب مننا to model the answer once in the bar model. يعني مرة هنعمل answer in the bar model ومرة تانية هنكتب الانسر in the form of addition sentence ومرة تالتة هنكتب الانسر in the form of multiplication sentence. And now I'll give you time to model and answer the problem, and then we will review it all together when you finish. And now after you have finished, تعالوا بقى أوريكم السوليوشنز بتاعة الستودنتس بتوعي اللي في الكلاس بتاعي. طيب في friends, one of our friends said that عمر عنده 6 dogs. Each one of them eats 2 bones a day. So we can use this bar model in a way that each square في الموديل represent the number of bones one dog eats in each day, which is 2. مش احنا قلنا كل dog بياكل 2؟ So write 2 in each square. طيب احنا عندنا how many squares here? Yes, we have 6 squares. ده معناه ان احنا عندنا 6 2s, right? تعالوا كده نكتبهم مع بعض. So I will write here 2, another 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. عندي 6 squares, each one I write in it 2. طيب so how many bones does عمر need a day? في الداي الواحد محتاج كام بون؟ طيب هعده ازاي؟ I can use keep counting by 2. يعني هعمل ايه؟ هستخدم المالتيبلز of 2 اللي هم ايه؟ 2 4 6 8 10 12. So the number is 12 bones. I can write here 12 bones. Okay. طيب في friend تاني answer it using the addition. Okay. طيب let's write the addition sentence here. عمل ايه بقى؟ he added ال 2 6 times. يعني عمل 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 6 times. تعالوا كده نكتبها مع بعض. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. كتب 2 6 times. So the answer also equals to 12. Now the third student بقى حلها بطريقة مختلفة خالص وقال ان احنا اتعلمنا قبل كده ان multiplication is a repeated addition. Here we repeated the addition of 2 6 times. يبقى ممكن نستخدم المالتيبليكيشن to solve this problem. تعالوا نكتب المالتيبليكيشن sentence بتاعتنا. يبقى ممكن نعمل ايه؟ ممكن نقول ان 2 times 6 and the answer will be also 12 bones. All of these answers, كل الانسرز اللي احنا عملناها دي are correct. ودلوقتي احنا كلنا عرفنا ان عمر needs 12 bones a day. In the previous example راجعنا مع بعض على البار موديل in addition وكمان راجعنا على ال concept of multiplication which is a repeated addition and that's the concept اللي احنا هنركز عليه النهارده. Now we will answer the activity same answer different operation found in build on pages 55 and 56. تعالوا كده نشوف in build question number 1. Here we know that two of Omar's dogs are at the vet. الvet ده اللي هو الدكتور بتاع الانيمالز. And Omar take the rest of the dogs out for a walk. He has 6 bones in his bag. ليه؟ عشان to feed his dogs on his walk. طيب السؤال هنا بيقول لي ايه؟ He want me to shade the boxes to show the bar. Sorry. He want me to shade the boxes to show how many bones Omar will give to the dogs that are with him in the walk. طيب as you know in order to find the rest of the bones هعمل ايه؟ Yes we will subtract 2 اللي هم ايه؟ ال number of dogs اللي هم مش موجودين مع عمر from the total number of dogs اللي هم 6 dogs. يبقى the number of bones is 4 right? Okay يبقى how many parts should I shade? I will shade 4 parts because I make 6 اللي هو total number minus 2 gives me 4 so I will shade 4 parts. تعالوا كده I will shade 1 2 3 and 4. يبقى كده I colored or shade 4 parts. Okay and now let's move to problem number 2. Here problem number 2 as you see he want me to represent your shaded bar model as a fraction. طيب the total parts are what? Yes are 6 parts right? I will write this in the denominator. What about the numerator? Numerator اللي هو number of parts shaded. طيب أنا عندي how many parts shaded? Yes we have 4 parts shaded اللي هم dogs left with عمر. يبقى الفراكشن بتاعي 4 over 6. And now the fraction is 4 over 6. This will take us to the third question. We are asked here مطلوب مننا to decompose the sum of this fraction 4 over 6 as unit fractions. Right? Okay. طب كلنا عارفين ان unit fractions النومينيتور بتاع الفراكشن is 1 and the denominator is the total number of parts. طيب الايكويشن بتاعتي هتبقى ايه؟ تعالوا كده نكتبها مع بعض. يبقى we can decompose 4 over 6 as unit fractions in this way. هكتب 1 over 6 plus 1 over 6 هكتبها 4 times plus 1 over 6 plus 1 over 6 so equals to 4 over 6. Okay and now in problem number 4 here as you see مطلوب مننا to express 4 over 6 in a different form using multiplication. طيب دلوقتي أنا عايزة أحول الإيكويشن we wrote into multiplication. So I will write the fraction that repeated which is 1 over 6. Okay يبقى I will take 1 over 6 وهعملها ايه؟ times the number of repetitions. هي اتعادت كم مرة؟ مش 1 over 6 أنا عدتها 4 times يبقى هعمل 1 over 6 times 4. Now we have a multiplication equation in which we multiply 1 over 6 times 4. This is the first time أول مرة نعمل multiply fraction by whole number. الفراكشن اللي هو 1 over 6 والwhole number اللي هو 4. Okay, and now the answer will be multiplying the whole number by the number in the nominator of the fraction. The denominator will keep it as it is. يعني هعمل 1 times 4 equals 4 and I will keep the denominator as it is to be 6. يبقى الفراكشن بتاعتي 4 over 6. Okay, now I'll give you enough time to answer problem number 5. And here مطلوب مننا to represent the fraction which is 2 over 5 in the bar model drawn in front of us and write it in the form of an addition sentence of unit fractions وكمان multiplication sentence زي اللي عملناه in the previous example. And then we'll review the answers all together when you have finished. And now after you have finished answering the questions, تعالوا كده بقى revise the answers all together. First we will represent 2/5 in the bar model. ده معناه إن I will shade 2 parts. مش هي 2/5 so I will shade only 2 parts of 5 in the bar model. يبقى هعمل shading كده ل 2 parts in the model. 2 parts out of 5. Like the number in the denominator of the fraction اللي هي 2. طيب how can this fraction be expressed in an addition sentence؟ هكتبها ازاي in addition sentence؟ I will decompose the fraction into unit fractions. اتفقنا الunit fraction اللي هي 1 in the denominator. يبقى هكتب 2/5 ازاي؟ هكتبها 1/5 plus 1/5. مش 1/5 plus 1/5 gives me 2/5. Okay. From the addition sentence we can write the multiplication sentence. تعالوا كده نكتب multiplication sentence مع بعض. The fraction that is repeated اللي هو ايه؟ اللي هو 1/5. هعمله times the number of repetition. هو 1/5 ده انا عدته how many times؟ عدته 2 يبقى هعمل 1/5 times 2. We will multiply fraction times whole number. يبقى هعمل 2 times the denominator. 2 times 1 equals 2 and I will keep the denominator as it is. So my fraction is 2/5. In the same way بنفس الطريقة ممكن نحل problem number 6. Here's problem number 6. Okay. تعالوا بقى نطبق كل اللي احنا اتعلمناه but this time المرة دي we will play a very exciting game. Here we should answer a bunch of riddles. وفي group of our friends will play it with me. Let's welcome our friends and see how the game is played. And now it's time to play our very interesting game. In this game, we have a group of riddles. We will solve it all together with our friends. Now we have 3 of our friends. They will play with me now. طيب ازيكم؟
الحمد لله.
كويسين؟ الحمد لله. Okay, what's your name?
My name is Rital.
Rital, before starting our game, I want to ask you a question. Okay?
Yes.
Rital, هو أنت بتستخدمي الفراكشن in your real life?
Yes, of course.
Yes. عمرك استخدمتيها؟
Yes.
طب give me an example كده يا ريتال.
Like إحنا عندنا 3 apples.
Yeah.
وإحنا 3 فكل واحد هياخد 1 apple فهيبقى 1/3.
Yes, you mean الفراكشن represents 1/3?
Yes.
Yes. Very super example يا ريتال. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Time.
تيم. عمرك استخدمت الفراكشن يا تيم in your real life؟
Yes.
طب تقدر تقولي example كده؟
يعني أنا مرة ماما قالت لي انزل هات half oranges فقلت لها
Yeah, you
يعني
mean half kilo of oranges?
Yes.
Okay.
فقلت لها يعني 1/2.
يعني you know half equals 1/2?
Yes.
Super boy. And you, what's your name?
My name is Luigi.
يا لوجي, how are you?
I'm fine.
I like your name so much. لوجي, أنت عمرك استخدمتي الفراكشن in your real life?
Yeah.
Yes.
يعني مثلا I have pizza and أنا وصاحبتي خدنا half.
كلتوها مع بعض and each one take half?
Yeah.
Okay. Good example. طيب, now you are ready to play with me the game?
Yes.
Yes.
Today we have riddle. Okay. طيب عندنا cards. Okay. تعالوا اشرح لكم الجيم هنلعبها مع بعض ازاي. كل واحد في our students او our friends will take 3 cards. الكاردز دي فيها fractions مكتوبة in different ways. وكل واحد هسأله what is his fraction وهيورينا الفراكشن بتاعه وهنشوف 2 equivalent fractions أو زي الفراكشن بالظبط بتاعه بس مكتوبين in different ways مع ال 2 friends اللي معانا. And then another one will give or will show us the fraction وهنشوف 2 equivalent fractions to him with the 2 friends. Okay? تعالوا كده نبدأ اللعبة مع بعض. And now I will start with you, Rital. Come please. Rital, here are the 3 cards. Okay, 3 cards دول فيهم fraction with different ways, written in different ways. Okay?
Okay.
Now take this and this is your
Thank
pen.
you.
Thank you. Okay, time, come please.
Okay.
And here are your 3 cards. يا تيم the same.
Okay.
فيهم 3 fractions written in different ways. Okay?
Okay.
This is your pen.
Thank you.
And come لوجي. لوجي دول ال 3 cards بتوعك fractions فيهم fractions مكتوبين in different ways. Okay?
Okay.
يلا take them and this is your pen.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Okay. Now can you write the fractions written in your cards? كل واحد يكتب لي الفراكشن بتوعه في ال 3 cards. يلا start to write. كل كارد هكتب الفراكشن بتاعه. Okay, and have you finished؟
Yes.
خلاص كلكم؟
Yes.
طيب دلوقتي انا هبدأ بريتال. اوكي؟ ريتال ممكن توريني كده الفراكشن اللي عندك؟ show me. ريتال has 7 over 8. طيب دلوقتي انا عايزه اعرف who has the same fraction.
Me.
Look كده in your cards.
Me.
You يا تيم.
Yes.
Show me كده يا تيم your card. Okay, but it is not written 7 over 8. عرفت ازاي يا تيم؟ عملت ايه؟
بلس all numerator فهتدي 7 over 8.
You add them all ولا you add the nominators you mean؟
Yes.
Yes. So the fraction is
7 over 8.
show me كده يا تيم. Yes, it is 7 over 8. Super يا تيم. لوجي, I hear you said you have the same fraction.
Yeah.
وريني كده يا لوجي. طب why you said you have the same fraction?
Because this 7 by 8 ف7 هتيجي هنا ف7 by 1 equals 7.
Yes.
وهنا 8 يبقى 7
Over 8 you
7
mean?
over 8.
Super يا لوجي. You make 7 times 1 gives me 7 over 8. Super. طيب دلوقتي أنا هبدأ بتيم. تيم ممكن توريني الفراكشن اللي عندك؟
3 over 4.
Yes, 3 over 4. طيب دلوقتي أنا عايز أسألكوا سؤال. في حد عنده the same fraction مكتوبة
Yeah,
بطريقة
me.
ثانية؟
Me.
Both of you؟
Yes.
طيب show me كده يا ريتال معاكي إيه؟
هنا عندي.
أنتِ متأكدة يا ريتال إن this is 3 over 4؟
Yes.
طب إيه ليه بتقولي 3 over 4؟
هنا عندي 1 plus 1 plus 1
Yes.
equal 3. فكده هيبقى 3 over 4.
Super girl, you did 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3 over 4. Yes, that's right. طيب لوجي أنا سامعاكي بتقولي أنا عندي نفس الفراكشن.
Yeah.
لوجي بس أنا مش شايفة أي فراكشن، أنت عملتيها إزاي؟
Like this.
يعني إزاي عرفتي إن دي 3 over 4 يا لوجي؟
Because
ها؟
this 3
3 shaded parts.
Yeah, اللي هم المتلونين دول.
Yes.
وهنا 1 بس واحدة مش متلونة، فلو عديناهم كلهم هتكون 4 والمتلونين 3 فهتكون 3 over 4.
Super girl, you said that the colored parts 4 parts and all the parts are 4, so this fraction is 3 over 4. Super يا لوجي. طيب دلوقتي أنا هبدأ بيكي يا لوجي بقى، ممكن توريني الفراكشن بتاعتك؟ 4 over 7. Right? طيب عايزة أسألكوا في حد معاه 4 over 7
Yes,
but
I
written
have.
in different way. تيم أنت قلت إن أنت معاك the same fraction.
Yes.
طب وريني كده عملت إيه يا تيم؟
جبنا ال1 وعملناها تايم 4 equal 4 فهتكون 4 over 7.
Yes, you make 1 times 4 gives you
Yes.
4, so the fraction is 4 over 7.
Yes.
Super يا تيم. طب في حد تاني معاه the same fraction؟
Me.
You have يا ريتال؟
Yes.
وريني كده. Is this 4 over 7؟ طب قولي لي عرفتي ازاي يا ريتال؟
هنا عدد الترينجل دول عددهم 7.
يعني انت عديتيهم كلهم لقيتيهم 7.
Yes.
اوكي.
وهنا عندي هم ملونين 4. فعايزينها 4 over 7.
Super because we have 4 shaded parts وكل
Yes.
البارت 7 so the fraction is 4 over 7.
Yes.
Super girl. أنا النهارده كنت مبسوطة جدا ان انا شفتكم. It was very interesting game.
Yes.
اتبسطتوا فيها؟
Yeah, that's very
Okay.
cool.
Yes. Okay, I was happy to see you today and I wish to see you in next lesson. Okay? Thank you so much. See you next time, inshallah.
Bye.
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 Okay, and after we see with each other this very interesting game, and we know that the fractions we can write it in so many different ways. ممكن نكتبها like addition in the form of addition or subtraction or as fraction. وكمان ممكن we can represent the fraction as model. And now let's continue our lesson all together. طيب دلوقتي بعد ما عرفنا multiplication of fractions by whole numbers, I will show you two multiplication problems. I want you to focus, عايزاكم تركزوا كويس قوي in them. In the first problem, we want to multiply 2 by 3 to get 6. تعالوا كده نكتبها مع بعض. يبقى 2 times 3 equals to 6. Okay, in the second problem, I will multiply quarter times 3. هعمل quarter times 3. Okay, we will multiply the denominator by 1, and so 1 times 3 equals what? Yes, 1 times 3, I will multiply the whole number times the denominator, I mean. 3 times 1 equals 3, and I will keep the denominator as it is. So my fraction is 3 over 4. Now I want you, عايزاكم تركزوا كويس قوي وتلاحظوا and think about the change that occurs here to the products of multiplication وكمان الفactors when we multiply fraction by whole number in the second problem. وإيه كمان ال difference from the multiplying a whole number by another whole number. Now I'll give you some time to think وعايزاكم تكتبوا الانسرز بتاعتكم in writing about math in Connect part on page 57, and then we'll review the answers when we are back. When I showed these questions, لما وريت بقى الكويستشنز دي للستودنتس بتوعي in my classroom, في منهم قالوا لي that when multiplying whole number, the product of multiplication are greater than the factors we multiplied with. يعني ايه الكلام ده؟ تعالوا كده نبص في الفيرست question أو first problem. ده معناه ان البرودكت بتاعي 6 هنلاقيها أكبر من التو factors بتوعي اللي هما 3 and 2. Okay. طيب however when we multiplied a fraction by a whole number, لما أعمل multiplication للفراكشن by a whole number, the product will be greater than the fraction multiplied and less than the number multiplied by. طيب الكلام اللي أنا بقوله ده معناه إيه؟ تعالوا كده نشوف في السكند problem. The product اللي هو 3 over 4 هلاقيه أكبر من 1 over 4 و less than أصغر من 3. at the same time. طيب ده اللي هم قالوه, or he said that the value of the product of the fraction is between the fraction multiplied and the whole number. يعني هلاقي البرودكت اللي طلع لي 3 over 4 between these two numbers, الكوارتر and the 3. We could say that any number multiplied by fraction has a value that is less than 1. The value of this number decreases even if you multiply by. All of these answers, كل الانسرز اللي احنا قلناها دي are correct. وانا متأكدة كويس قوي ان انتوا كلكم لاحظتوا النوتس اللي انا قلتها. And now you can head to the practice part and check your understanding by scanning the code found at the beginning of the lesson on page 55 or the one shown here on the screen, which will direct you to your math textbook on the Egyptian Knowledge Bank. Here, let's see the problems all together on the board. طيب تعالوا نشوف بقى في first problem here. In the first one, we have a bar model زي ما احنا شايفين كده. This is the bar model. We want to write its fraction. وكمان we want to create an addition and multiplication sentence. Okay. Here the bar model is made up of how many parts? Let's count them together. تعالوا كده نعد how many parts. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. I have 6 parts. So the whole representing the denominator in the fraction, يبقى الفراكشن بتاعي denominator بتاعه 6 which are the whole parts. What about the numerator? زي ما احنا متفقين النومينيتور هي ال shaded parts. طب عندي how many shaded parts؟ تعالوا كده نعد مع بعض. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So my fraction is 5 over 6. It means 5 shaded parts out of 6. Okay, Now let's write it in the form of an addition sentence. In the form of the sum of unit fractions. خلاص احنا عرفنا ان الunit fractions has 1 in the denominator. طيب الفراكشن بتاعتي 5/6. تعالوا كده نكتبها as unit fractions. So it will be 1/6 plus 1/6. هكتب 1/6 5 times plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6. So the answer is 5/6. Okay, now if we are going to write the same fraction but now in the form of multiplication sentence as you see here. So what should I do? Yes, I will multiply 1/6 times the number of repetition. هو أنا عدتها كم مرة؟ 5. So 1/6 times 5. The answer will be I will multiply 5 times 1 equals 5 over the same denominator which is 6. So the answer is, as you see here, 5/6. And now you can answer problem 2 and 3 on your own way because it has the same idea as problem number 1. Now let's move to problem number 4. تعالوا كده نشوف problem number 4. Here the bar model is drawn as you see here. طيب مطلوب مننا to represent and shade the fractions given. Okay, the fractions written here are 6 of the fractions 1/8. لو عدينا كده how many 1/8 هنلاقيها اتكتبت 6 times أو repeated 6 times. So I must shade 6 parts in the bar model. تعالوا كده let's shade 6 parts. 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. يبقى كل اللي أنا عملته I shaded 6 parts out of 8. If you want to write it in the form of multiplication sentence, I'll multiply what? Yes, I'll multiply 1/8 times the number of repetition. يعني هي اتعادت كام مرة؟ It is repeated 6 times. يبقى هعمل 1/8 times 6. And now we have reached the end of our lesson today. تعلمنا النهاردة how to multiply fractions by a whole number. وكمان we have noticed how the value of the fraction and the number change when we multiply them by each other. وكلنا لاحظنا how the value of the fraction increases when the value of the whole number also increase. I hope you enjoyed with me today's lesson so much. Thank you for your watching and see you next time.